You're now tuned into STWF TV, the Parlay Perspective. The Parlay Perspective. Where we talk hockey.
Feed Byfield around one man in on goal. Scores! What a goal! Quinton Byfield! And that gets Jim Fox out of his seat here at Crypto.com Arena.
Basketball.
Take matters into his own hands, Van Horn. Now you got to get this in from Church here. Oh my gosh! Down, Kobe.
Football.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my God!
Wilson's going to lob one, and somehow, some way, Paul Richardson comes up with the ball.
Cuts upfield. Hurdles over a couple of people.
Oh my goodness, did you see that? He hit Steve Brown with what looked like a karate kick.
Baseball and more.
Well, day goes again. Pitch is swung on a miss. Throw to second base is high. They're going to say that Rojas got in the way. It doesn't matter. Sosa tagged him out anyway. That was an amazing catch and tag by Sosa.
The Parlay Perspective. The Parlay Perspective.
Yeah, man, 2 days to get the draws day over here at the Parlay Perspective, man. We talk sports here tonight. Coach in the building.
What's up, player?
You know, we got Chili Will in the building.
What's good, people? How we doing today, fellas?
Meta in the building. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's enjoying their week. Middle of the week. Hump day, man, but we're going to get over this hump tonight, man, give you guys another amazing episode of Parlay Perspective from the Parlay itself, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man, on all streaming platforms, man. Show love to get love.
Absolutely, man. What y'all eat for dinner tonight, man?
That bag of chip you saw me with backstage?
Okay. What you eat? I know it has some egg. It has some to do with some eggs or something.
Yeah, it's Eggman.
I had a bacon cheddar ranch sandwich. This is
egg.
Now my fat
egg.
some chili. You know, I'm just, you know.
Actually, the egg was just in the he made homemade bread. That's what he did.
The eggs offer still tonight, man. Last night, you know, if anybody's local in the North Shore area, you know, Beantown area, man, I got some eggs on deck. I know high price nowadays, man. I got them half off of what you can get them for at the store.
2 for $5.
You know what I'm
2
saying?
for $5.
You know, eggs at clockwork.
Well, I was just curious. Well, everybody I just got done eating my Italian sub. So I guess everybody gonna eat. So I guess it's time for dessert, huh?
Time for some dessert. Listen here.
I got some dessert for you.
Yes.
Hello.
Knock us out, too.
Knock this out. We got some fabulous dessert over here. Remember, Carmen. Be a chance. Lovely king cake, man. Shout out to the 6 winners. We had 2 last week. We're gonna pull up 2 more this week, man. So all you got to do is watch our shows, comment, you know.
Gotta say so.
Love the support. Comment and enter yourself into a drawing to win a fabulous king cake. Will has had some of the king cake. Shout out to Mom.
Delicious.
And he's down delicious. You know, everybody down south saying it's delicious. Me, I want to taste it, but I can't comment. You know what I'm saying? And win. So I got to have somebody comment tonight so they can give me a piece of the king cake, man. I can't have no Walmart brand, they said. So I got to keep it official whistle. Shout out to Little J's Donuts for showing us love all the time and being the guy that's shipping these king cakes out, man. And if you're in Heron, Louisiana, go check his place out, man. We got a little commercial, as we always bring it in, you know. My guy, Chili Will, on the 1s and 2s. So we're going to let it blast through your speakers right now.
Let's get it.
What is going on, people? It's your boy Chill Will. And guess what? It's Mardi Gras season, y'all. And you know what that means. It's time for King Cake. STWF TV is giving away 2 king cakes per week from Little J's Donut during Mardi Gras. All you have to do is subscribe to STWF TV on YouTube and comment on the STWF TV show. Comment the most and get put into a drawing. The names are randomly selected every week. That's right. Get a taste of Mardi Gras this year with Little J's King Cake, located in Harahan, Louisiana. Check them out on Facebook at Little J's Donuts or at littlejaysdonut.org. We'll be seeing you. Told you. We'll be seeing you.
Here we are. Man. You'll see us soon over in that area. But, man, go get your king cakes, man, if you can go and walk in distance and drive distance up in Louisiana. Or, like we said, comment, share. Mostly comment, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the way you enter the drawing. You know, and support us and come through for the wave tonight, man. Some interesting topics, interesting talking threads. And we're going to speak our minds like we always do, man. You know.
Look at that. Delicious.
The first week 1 winner.
My man over here ate the whole thing but the circle. He left it for somebody. Don't wait till it's too hard to eat that. Shout out to P. Dollar and Jesse Murray, our winners from last week. Soon they will be enjoying their king cakes. I mean, I think they're close to Louisiana in the base, so it's not going to take that long for them to get it. Hopefully, it's at your doorstep tomorrow. And hopefully, you guys can show us eating the king cake. Leave the fork in the box, as they say, and give me a piece if you can, man. If anybody from the Bean Winwell, man, come to my crib, man, I want a piece of the king cake.
I'm about to throw that joint in the air fryer. It's about to go crazy.
Ooh, put a little butter on it, wake it back up.
You heard?
That'd be fine.
You heard?
Well, speaking of fire, we got pretty exciting weekend coming up this weekend. If you care to partake.
Yes, let's get the draws. But before we get the draws, we're gonna tune in, hopefully, to some All-Star Weekend. You know what I'm saying? About NBA news over here. We have a tournament-style All-Star game, and this is brand new. Something that the NBA is gonna implement to make the All-Star game better. And they broke it up to 4 teams, one being the winner of the Rising Stars game, and then coaches Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq have 3 separate teams who will be participating as well for a chance at an All-Star championship. Now, some of these guys are going to be first-time champions in the NBA, so I expect a parade for whoever wins.
Yo, why they give Candace the Rising Stars? I ain't do it like that. Cause she the new girl. That ain't fair.
I'm gonna be real with you. Candace as a competitor, I think Candace was like, I'm down with the Rising Stars, and she probably said it first.
Yeah, probably. Kenny, honestly, you bum. Kenny, you bum. You should have took the Rising Stars.
That's what I said. Her and Kenny was kind of on the base for that. We know Chuck and Shaq, you know, they global guys. You know, they gonna take the teams that can get them over the hump. But let's look at some notables. Chuck's global stars, man. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Alfred Sengun, Pascal Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, Victor Wembanyama, and Trae Young, who was just inserted in the place of Giannis. Giannis is out with an injury, so he will not be participating in All-Star Weekend. We got Shaq's OGs, Jaylen Brown, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, and Jason Tatum.
He's not going to win. None of them are going to play hard.
That is, definitely not. A lot of those guys are going to take the second quarter off until forever. They might be competitive in the first, if that. Kenny's young stars consists of Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Darius Garland, Tyler Herro, Jaren Jackson, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Williams.
I mean, they're good, but Chuck's team's gonna win this. They might have given Chuck the absolute vote. No bullshit.
Yeah, definitely gave Chuck. Chuck has to get a win. We know him. We know he's won some All-Stars in his career, but notably, when he faced the referee in the racing contest, he didn't fare too well. So Chuck's looking for some.
Then
respect.
he made out with him. It was weird. Did they draft these teams?
From what I know, I believe they did, and this is why the All-Star game is so low. We didn't even hear about the draft this year. I believe it happened last week or the week before on a Thursday night, and yeah, we just was not in the wind to know anything that happened. We usually get the guys out of the captains picking their teams, but in this case, Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny and Candace didn't have to pick a team. Teams is sophomores and rookies type of thing. So yeah, this is a new twist to it, and I'm interested to see it. Interested to see how it goes. But like Will said, when you got a team like Shaq's OGs, are they really gonna participate?
Hell no. I mean, Tatum might try, but again, he bored. He waiting for the playoffs.
Jason Tatum was the All-Star MVP last year.
Yeah, so he got nothing to prove now. He done everything he needed to do.
Absolutely. Fellas, if you had to pick one name to hoist an All-Star MVP trophy out of this list of people, and you can be a bold person, and pick a Rising Stars person, depending on who that is, who you think will win the All-Star MVP this year?
I think it's either going to be Donovan Mitchell or Wemby. Because they're just going to defeat them. Like, they're both having great seasons. Wemby's they're ready. Like, he's ahead of schedule in terms of how good he is already, and they built the team around him already because they're like, all right, he's good enough to go now. So now comes this crazy, watch the glow up. They're going to put him on. He about to get put on right here.
Definitely. Get put on right here. And Victor, Victor's one of those guys that's going to be in the half. I had to make a bold prediction of a All-Star MVP. I would go Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. He's gonna have the energy. He'll be dunking on people.
This gonna be an outlet because they're not playing too well this year.
Yeah, they got old in some spots. Real quick, actually.
Yeah, old in some spots. Quick. Anthony Edwards recently in the news. Not claiming maybe that potentially could be his. Baby mama's going crazy all over social media. That's one thing that derail. I mean, we heard him with the comments a few years back that he had to backtrack a bit, but a lot of news about him has been in regards to ladies and baby mamas and things of that nature. That can derail somebody. We don't think it would derail Edwards, but you don't want that type of stuff going on when you are prime all-star. You want to be the face of the league. Can't have that type of stuff going on.
Yeah, he got to figure it out. He'll be all right.
Nah, what's going on, P. Dollar? How you doing? How you doing?
It's good, bro. P. Diddy.
Yeah, well, Coach.
If I was an athlete like himself, I'd go give him a future chillins frozen and sat to the side and go get fixed. If you ain't gonna strap up.
Snip. Call it a day.
Yeah. So you can control who get the gravy.
Just save a whole case of that motherfucker and put it in a couple different locations. I mean, a couple different places. So in case that one place go down, you don't lose your joints, and then get the job done, bro. Save yourself the problems.
We have the All-Star festivities popping off too this weekend. As we know, we got the Ruffle Celebrity Game on Friday night. Coaches of those teams, Team Jerry Rice and Carby Lane will be coaches on that side. And then the other side, Team Bonds, Barry Bonds and 2 Chainz will coach the other team. And we got some notables in that game. Kai Sienna.
Wait, Barry Bonds is doing what?
Barry Bonds will be the celebrity coach for the All-Star Celebrity Game.
There it is.
Trying to put him back into the limelight.
That's the beginning. They're gonna do the redemption tour now.
Yep.
That's crazy work. All right, Barry's like, I ain't trying to go out like Pete, bro. I'm trying to get in there. He's like, I'm trying to get in there. Pete went out like a sucker. I ain't trying to go out like that. It ain't happening, Barry. You was way too much of a dickhead to them writers, man, and they're still the voters. It doesn't matter what you do out here.
Facts,
but I guess he could put pressure on them because if the people, because right now when we hear the writers can't stand him, we kind of just be like, and we get it, we understand, and we let it go. Like, all right, yeah. But I feel like if he do this little tour that they're planning, then he might get the people to get back on his side. He need the people on his side because then the people can stress them out. But we'll see what happens. That's fascinating though. That's a little tidbit. Nice little.
That's going on Friday night. Then you also have the Rising Stars game up and off. Let's look up. See if we can move up some rosters here. Okay, so we got Team 1. Team T. So hold on. Jeremy Lin's coaching the G League team, which consists of J.D. Davison, Mac McClung, Bryce McGowens, Lennon Miller, Reed Shepard, notables. Chris Mullen is coaching Team C, which consists of Stephen Castle, likes of Zach Edey, Cavante George, Dalton Connect. If he does decide to play, he's still in his feelings, and I understand that. But you're a professional. You got to get back on the court. Mitch Richmond has Team M, and that consists of Scoot Henderson, the Thompson twins, Bub Carrington, Bilal Colaby, and then Team Thorpe, Team T, Anthony Black, Grady Dick, Jaime Vasquez, Brandon Pazinski, Alex Saw, Carson Wallace, and the likes of Zachary Rashaya. So those are the 4 teams for the Rising Stars game, and that's Friday right after the celebrity game. Saturday, you have your normal tree with the All-Star festivities, Skills Challenge. Who's participating in the Skills Challenge this year? Well, we got you guys here. Team Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley. Team Rookies, Zachariah Rashia and Alex Saw. Team Spurs, Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul. And Team Warriors, Draymond Green and Moses Moody will participate. Those will be the 4 teams for the Skills
If
Challenge.
it'll beat somebody up.
The 3-point shootout, which is probably the best event probably outside of Rising Stars, because the slam dunk is no longer the ill thing. It hasn't been for a long time. But some decent guys on this list here: Buddy Hield, Cameron Johnson, Damian Lillard, Norman Powell, Tyler Hero, Darius Garland, Cade Cunningham, and Jalen Brunson will be in the 3-point shootout.
Oh, we got a lefty. Nice.
The lefty gonna win too,
lefty, right? Yeah, Brunson's a lefty.
Brunson about to win, man.
You think so?
Brunson, I got my dark horse, man. Brunson's my dark horse to win, man. That's gonna be fun. Slam dunk contest. We have 4 participants. We already know is no crazy names, but somebody's coming to defend their crown. Mac McClung is coming to defend his crown, and he'll be battling against Stephen Castle, Matez Bullish, and Andre Jackson Jr. He's a buck. So.
No way. Busilis is gonna do it, and Castle. That's gonna be fun. Castle he had a big dunk just now in the game.
Say, hey, he might be
the
tank, man. You know, Castle. That's what me and you were running with Castle because I was gonna run with him. I mean,
I think so.
I think McClung got something to say. But
I do like McClung though.
I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying?
He got more time to be creative. He got nothing to lose because he's not actually in the league. He's in the G League.
If he wins it this year, they have, and we don't
call him up, right? Call him up.
They have to. You have to start calling like people up that probably ain't part of the game because there's people that's not going to want to participate in the slam dunk contest. So I think if he wins it again, it kind of opens up a new lane in the slam dunk contest. But that's to be continued. Hopefully, it's a good slam dunk contest. Hopefully, it's something that we appreciate because we haven't appreciated it in about 10 years.
They had an opportunity, and instead they tried to make it a show itself. But TNT had an opportunity to really bring in people from off the streets who are really good. They could have made it, instead of making it a celebration of the players in our league, it's a celebration of basketball. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do to sell it. A celebration of basketball. We're gonna bring some average Joes who can do some dunks that are truly unbelievable. They had that opportunity, and they could have been like that every year. Instead, they televised it and dramatized it, and it was trash. Damn it, Bobby.
What's up, Bobby?
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
All right.
Yes. Enjoy the All-Star game, man. It starts on Friday, goes through Sunday. Hope everybody enjoys it. Before we tap off the NBA, we do have some NBA power rankings.
Yes, we do.
And as weeks go, the power rankings may not matter, more seeded, but we haven't given you power rankings in a minute. So we are happy to give you the NBA power rankings here. So on the list here,
why did it go back up? Hold
Indiana.
up, I got you.
All right. My Will got us, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. Come through. SCWF TV. We in the building. We riding high. Pelicans are doodle butter, man. And getting rid of Ingram last week. Keep Zion. We'll see what happens in New Orleans, man, as they go for the first and second pick in the draft. Number 10, the Indiana Pacers. Ooh, you want to go? Well, go ahead, Will. I like you.
Yeah.
So,
We have the Indiana Pacers, like the man said. You heard the man. 29-23 last week. They were number 10. They ain't gone nowhere. Next few games, they got Washington, Memphis, Clippers, and Denver. All right, well, good to see the Pacers balling, though, you know?
Yeah, you good to see them coming through the races. They started the season slow, looking like they want to pick things up. So let's see if they can do some things.
Balling.
Yeah, Matherin's in there, inserted it. Had a good couple minutes last night. Start off.
All right. Number 9, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves, 30-24. Last week they were 12, so they went up 3 spots this week. Next few games against Milwaukee, Oklahoma City, Houston, Oklahoma City again. And then how many times are they going to play Oklahoma City? Am I seeing something or?
No, you're seeing 3 times they play Oklahoma City over the course of 7 days.
Damn.
I thought I was tripping.
So
But yeah, man.
They're trying to
doing the work. That actually, yeah, you're right too. They scheduled that perfectly, knowing that these two teams would be fighting for playoff spots, and now in the second half of the season, they're gonna start it off going to war. So I like that. Good job. Number 8, we have the Houston Rockets at 33-20.
baby.
They've dropped 3 spots from last week where they were in the top 5, which is honestly shocking. But Udoka got them boys hooping, man. Next couple games they got Phoenix, Golden State, Minnesota, Utah, Milwaukee. They could at least split those. They should probably win 3 out of 5 of those.
Oh yeah, Rockets definitely. I mean, with a team like this, you have to survive the hurdles. Like for instance, like you said, they're going down in rankings. They're losing some games, and I mean, it's expected to have a team that's rebuilding themselves to be great, but you can't go on that much of a losing skid, man. You got to remain focused, get back to where you was at.
Yeah, injuries messing with them.
Dylan Brooks over here, being Dylan Brooks. In Dylan Brooks, you need to do that for a little bit, but we don't need it all the time, brother.
Yeah, probably not. Sengun, they might need to sit him for a little bit. He got back spasms, and that can only get worse. So maybe sit him for a little while, couple games, let him heal up. But yeah. All right, number 7, your Los Angeles Lakers, after pulling off the most stunning trade quite possibly in sports history. I'd say the only other one that was as stunning was Gretzky getting traded, but even then, a lot of people knew they couldn't afford him. But here, this is crazy.
11.
They got Luka Doncic.
We won 10 out of 11 games. Right now, I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. We're not NBA champions. We're not going to be NBA champions. This is a great construction project right now, and I know my dogs are going to come out and play hard every time. I'm expecting a LeBron vacation soon, coming out of All-Star break. So Luka's going to have the chance to have the good rental keys. We know the keys are his permanently, but LeBron's there. LeBron's LeBron. So right now, Luka's going to hold those keys for a little bit. And hopefully we continue to win. Mark Williams might be back in our lineup soon enough too. He might be back on our team as the Hornets.
Yeah, that's bull crap. If that ain't the most Lakers shit, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it really is. Terrible.
Oh man.
They should have never traded Dalton for Mark. All right, well, that didn't count. Dalton come back. You know what? Actually, Mark, just come back too. That's crazy. Anyways, moving forward, we got number 6, New York Knicks, 35-18, same ranking as last week. They got Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, and Boston coming up. By the way, this is all on ESPN, as you can see. Yeah, it's been weird for them lately. They've done some good things, but also they've been losing some games. They've won some games. They're all over the place. But Jalen's still cooking, man. They got to get OG healthy.
For them, it's that they built a team to do a certain thing, but as we seen on Saturday night, they ain't ready for that type of action. Celtics went in there and did what they supposed to do with them, and that's where the Knicks are gonna go. Like they realize you lost to an Indiana team last year, and you improved your team, but all because you improved your team like this doesn't mean a shock's gonna happen. And a good shock's not gonna happen in New York. They have to. How can I say this? Remain humble in a sense, because it's coming. This long pivotal stretch is coming for the Knicks. Thibodeau's gonna run them through the ground. We know that. So let's see.
Always does. Always does. All right, moving forward, we have the top 5 coming at you. We got Memphis Grizzlies at number 5. They dropped 1 spot from last week with a 36-17 record. Next few games, they got Clippers, Pacers, Magic, Cleveland, and then Phoenix. They ejected Ja Morant's father the other day.
They did what?
Yeah, they ejected his father the other day.
Yeah, Ja Morant's pops. They ejected him.
That's the last thing. That's the last thing anybody needs, man. They're trying to get off the saga with Ja Cost, and he's been playing great ball this season. You know what I'm saying, and keeping his name out of negative light. Memphis, a team that honestly I felt like could have maybe did something at the deadline, but they trust their team to be a good team come playoff time. So I can respect that too. You feel like you got a face in the league in Ja. You feel like you got some pieces to counteract with that. So let's see if this bites him in the ass. I thought they would be selling at the deadline. I mean, they got rid of Marcus Smart, but at the end of the day, I mean, they ain't really getting nothing back for it. So maybe next year. I mean, you can always build on next year too, because like we said, got Ja. So let's see if Ja can take you to the top.
You gotta get rolling though. He's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. You gotta fucking get healthy and start doing Ja stuff. Because when he's in there, he's always doing crazy shit.
Yeah, Jackson, man, getting busy though. Shout out to my man. Jackson.
He's still not aggressive enough for me, but he's nice. Okay, at number 4, we got Denver Nuggets at 35-19. Last week they were 7, so they're up 3 spots this week. Next few games they played Portland, Charlotte, LA, Lakers, and the Pacers. Them last 2 games are gonna be rough. Also, I like Charlotte this year, even though they're not a good team. I still like watching that team.
They're competitive.
Yeah, like they got heart at least. I mean, they just
That's
don't
true.
have. I mean, they got talent too, but you also keep shipping out all their bigs out. Like they went from we got plenty of bigs to everybody's getting traded this year. So I don't know what they're doing, but anywho, the Nuggets. Westbrook was balling, man. But
Westbrook was balling, and then he got his little and then Murray and Porter. Porter especially has been holding it down, you know, along with Nikola Jokic. Shout out to Michael Porter, man. Keep it up, man. I mean, that's what we want from you, man. I don't got a bad thing to say about Michael Porter, man. But what you need to do is keep yourself consistent on this team. This team is gonna need you in order to get to where they already been.
Yeah, because before in other years they've had better benches. than they do right now. Their bench is okay, but they've had better benches, so they really need Michael Porter to basically light it up in the playoffs. They're going to need his points. They're going to need those buckets. All right, number 3, we have the Celtics, my Celtics, at 38-16.
World champion Celtics.
World champion Celtics. We ain't a world champion no more. Well, I mean, we are, but you got to defend this shit. We're coming back. Whole new season. And I think we're bored. I'm not gonna hold you. I think we're bored.
Boy, ain't that some shit?
I just think honestly, all like teams are like a championship caliber always hit a rock.
It's a lot of games, man. 82 games is a lot of games.
And all that stuff, but I mean, honestly, this is what happens. But you see the uptick now. You're starting to see the uptick. Like you see him against San Antonio tonight. You know, you're putting them to work. You know what I'm saying? Getting it out of there. I think the reality is that a lot of these players last year who are just getting in the fray, a lot more responsibility this year. And I think as a championship team, you can lack a star player and don't have your stars really go crazy like that and have the Pritchards and the Derek Whites and all them, you know what I'm saying? Keep their reps up. You know, like you said, they're going to need them guys at playoff time the same way these guys came up last year. So the Celtics are going to be all right. They're definitely going to they're going to be running and trying to go get that number 1 seed back. So,
yeah, I don't think they're worried about it. But they might try to fight and get it back at some point down the stretch. But I don't think they're worried about it. I think they'll definitely want to get that number 2 spot back because, yeah, I mean, at least be 2 in the East. Oh, well, we're 2. I think we are 2 in the East, though.
Yeah, you're number 2 in the East.
Yeah, so that's all they really care about. And at number 2, who's number 1 in the East, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Still at a
Cavaliers.
It's got to be a record pace for them, for the Cavs. I know they had some good teams with LeBron, but 43-10. That's pretty good, man. They hoping right now, man. And they had one. I wouldn't even call it a weak spot. I would just say that the spot that they most needed to improve was small forward, and they added probably the most important piece to a certain to a team's success moving forward at the All-Star break. So, I mean, like obviously Luka is a bigger trade. Same thing for De'Aaron Fox. But this is exactly what this team needed. I don't think, like Tuke said, the Lakers aren't going to be champions this year, and I don't really see the Spurs being a champion this year either. But the Cavs are going to contend. They're going to try to contend for a championship. I predict seeing them in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Celtics. So if that's the case, yeah, this is a huge move. DeAndre Hunter is a perfect piece for this team. He defends at like pretty much an elite level, hits the open 3, can create a little bit too if you need him to at times. This is a huge deal. So yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers next couple games: Toronto, Brooklyn, New York Knicks, Memphis, and Orlando. Yeah. So what you feel about the Cavaliers too?
Regular season flow, and I like the regular season flow. I like the addition of Hunter. Their team is good, but when it comes down to it, who's gonna be? We know the number 2 is now in the offense. Who's gonna be the number 2 when it comes playoff time? And if that number 2 that is number 2 now in Garland is the guy, then there, because I think Evan Mobley and all them, once it gets to a game with the Celtics and all them, I feel like they're gonna be X'd out. The guard play is gonna have to win against the Boston Celtics. And if Donovan Mitchell can have that guy in Garland who's coming in consistently every game like he is, I think the Cavs can do some things. But if those guards can't deal with those Celtics guards, it's gonna be
Celtics guards are great defenders, man. Great defenders. So it makes it's a really bad matchup for Cleveland in that sense. And you're right. They're gonna need Garland's gonna step up. He's always number 2, but they're gonna need that third guy, man. And it's got to be Mobley. Mobley got to step up and become a threat so much that it makes Tatum work a lot. Maybe I don't know, but
that's what I'm saying too. Because the Celtics, we say what they're lacking in, they have guys that go out there and play hard, but the front court of Cleveland's and in the front court of Boston, you're like, Cleveland, This should be some type of advantage for you. And it doesn't seem like in the games this season, probably one it did, but the other games, no. The Celtics have just been steamrolling. So it's going to grow for them. Regular season floor right now, I want to see this at playoff time, and I hope I do for their sake.
I still see the advantage with on Boston as far as like them getting over their hump last year and doing what needed to be done. And like, you know, even though we opened up this part of the segment of, you know, Wilson and they just, you know, just chilling for the most part, but you can do that when you're the champ. You can turn it on when you need to turn it on. It's not used to go 110%, save your energy for the playoffs. So when you need it and you need to amp it up, as they saw that they did last year, there was times it was even matches with teams, but they just went to another level and just put teams out of the misery.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think we fear who's in here.
Bobby, Coach and I are impatiently waiting for the NBA talks to stop. Our teams aren't doing anything, so we're trying to stay engaged, but we don't care.
Hey,
let's go Rangers.
That's fun. Hey, y'all should probably take a page from Dallas and trade your best player because it'd probably be better off for y'all.
Yeah. He's still down there eating beignets.
But yeah, if you had asked me a week ago if I feared Cleveland as a Celtics fan, I would have laughed, not even a little bit. Well, I still pretty much would laugh, but I do think they're a lot better with DeAndre Hunter in the lineup. So we'll see what happens.
So you get a little respect?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
And number one is right now, I think they're down by like 20 or close to 20. They're getting slapped up right now by the Heat because Adebayo came out with like a man on a mission. Yeah, Adebayo came out going nuts. He hit a three from the corner. He got like 2-3 dunks all over them, bro. All of them boys. So yeah, he doing the work. But
66-52 Heat.
Okay, so they caught up a little bit. 43-9, Oklahoma City Thunder. Last week they were number 2. They moved up. Next couple of games they got Miami, Minnesota, Utah, Minnesota, and Minnesota. What is happening with some of these road trips? They got to face Minnesota 3 times in a week.
Getting close to the end.
I feel like what the NBA has done in the last couple of years is kind of scheduled that. Maybe for the going back and forth and all that stuff.
That's fair. No, you're right. That's fair. Let's not. If we got to play these games, we don't got to play. I don't like it. Of the year.
I definitely don't like it, but I mean,
I'm not gonna lie though. Like at first, I had the same feeling, but I kind of like the fact that it's like a mini series. You know what I mean? Like a little mini series.
You can look at it like that.
If you view it that way, I don't know. Maybe it's a little more fun. But it is annoying. Like spread them out. But Chet, damn, bro, I forgot he had the fractured pelvis. That boy is skinny as hell. He need to eat. That's crazy. Like you can't be fracturing pelvises, bro.
Damn.
He gonna choke on broth. That man's skinny.
He said broth. Oh god. He's drowning with bowls of soup.
he need chunkies bowls of soup. Like he need a couple of those anyway. But yeah, shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're doing big things this year. I think they're ahead of schedule still, but I think they think their time is now. They went out and got Hartenstein in the offseason. Hartenstein, I think it is actually.
Yep.
And when you got Chet and Hartenstein in the lineup, what was that?
Caruso as well, right?
Oh yeah. They went out and got Caruso. Who they pick up at the All-Star break though? I mean, at the trade deadline, they got somebody. I can't remember, but they got a nice little team though, man. Yeah, I look forward to seeing this team in the playoffs because now it's like they're about to enter that stage where it's like if you lose early in the playoffs, you're gonna get labeled as one of those teams that we just can't take seriously, and you don't want to get to that point. So it's that time for them. It's time for them to start winning. They're gonna have to get out the first round, get out the second round, even. They should probably, if you're gonna be first in the whole league, you should probably end up in that Western Conference final game. You got Dallas out of the way now. They may still see him in the playoffs, but I don't know if you don't know who's going to play with the injuries with that team. So we'll see. But yeah, there you go. That's your top 10 power rankings. NBA.
Top 10. Top
You heard?
10. Hey.
You heard?
We talk about a lot about the fellas in the NBA and stuff like that. But we are in the midst of possibly one of the best off seasons in the WNBA. You got the Unrivaled League right now. That the one-on-one stage of it, where all the ladies compete in a one-on-one tournament. Definitely check that out. Off season in the WNBA means fascinating trades that happen, fascinating signings that happen, blown out free agency. It was. But before we get into the grading some of these teams, we have a all-star, 3-time MVP, who's dropping her first sneaker. Audra Wilson. She's already got a statue here. She got a statue there. And after a year or two of claiming some respect and putting some respect to her name, she got a new airwave of sneakers coming out. Sneaker is fabulous from the pictures.
I want a pair immediately. And when they start making new colorways, I definitely want a pair of the black and whites or something like that. Yeah, those things are crispy.
Those are fire, man. Nike
signature. I like those.
Will you'll rock them, Coach? Will you rock these sneakers if you were given an opportunity?
You know what? In the past, because I can be extra black at times, I would say no. Dark skinned people stay away from pastel colors. But lately, yeah, I've been wearing some pretty loud ass shoes.
Yes,
I picked up the Mellows, I picked up a pair of Lucas, and they loud.
Loud,
so yeah,
man.
I rock them.
Yeah, I'll definitely rock these. Actually, I see a lot of male athletes rocking the Sabrina and Gospels. Fire. Caitlin Clark shoe come out. You're gonna see a couple homies with those. But then here, and these shoes don't come out to May 2025. I expect them to sell out ASAP. This is dope. And what's dope is the upcoming stars that are coming in the league that are going to have their sneakers. Especially you got talent that's in college right now that haven't even came out yet. They'll have some shoes. We'll see another one or two superstars in the WNBA possibly in the next couple of years have their own sneakers. So, and here, man, this lady has achieved a lot in such a short amount of time in the league. This is not relating games, but this is Maya Moore to be continued right here. This is the say that Maya Moore was supposed to have the big sneaker deal forever and all that, and then what happened to her career. This is
start dating inmates and shit
before Caitlin really starts killing the oppositions. So I'm happy that Audra is able to get hers right now because sooner rather than later, the way the WNBA is looking, man, it's gonna get real scary. It's gonna get real scary. She's having an excellent month. Number retired. She got a statue there at South Carolina. She's doing big things, man. But then her Las Vegas Aces do some big things. And speaking on just the WNBA in general, man. Free agency was a blast for a lot of teams. The Aces, who were kind of back down to earth this year, though they did make the semifinals, winning the side, and I think they went to the brink with the Liberty, and Liberty just proved that they were that much better. Shout out to the champions. But the LA Aces grade for the free agency, notable additions, they got Jewel Lloyd from Seattle, Cheyenne Parker-Tyrus from Atlanta. They got Tiffany Mitchell from Connecticut. C+ for them. Obviously, they still have Audra as the piece. Chelsea Gray. But I wanted to see where the rest of these ladies are going to fit in with a championship pedigree type of organization. Let's see if they can knock these ladies up to get back to where they want to be, man. And that's the best team in the league.
Railroad George.
That's what I think I said.
I did. I heard what I thought I heard. So let's knock these women up.
Knock them up, man. Some of them gonna end up pregnant, man, but we hope it's not our favorite stars. Hey, ladies, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to think them as ladies that want babies first, you know, before anything else. But if they're not, hey, shout out to y'all, man. Brittany Griner.
Man said barefoot and pregnant. Crazy. Tripping.
Mostly Plum was traded to the Los
That
Angeles
was crazy.
Hawks, which was dumb crazy. Definitely, that's part of the Jewel.
Why did they trade y'all? Like, was there like problems? What happened?
I figured that they want to save some salary in a sense, and they have some stars over there. And Kelce, in her own mind, is still a star, and the WNBA treats her that way. So a team like the Sparks, who need a guard, they figured it's like we're just gonna get her to the next city where she can still be hot. So I think that's why that trade happened. The Sparks end up getting her. The only notable addition for the Sparks, but their team last year, little unhealthy at the end of the season. Karen Brake comes back from injury. Shout out to Karen. I seen her a few weeks ago. She's recuperating very well. Hopefully she's balling on the court this season. Rikia Johnson. I would give them, in terms of free agency, I would give them a B. I don't know what type of team they're going to be. Second worst, third worst team in the WNBA last year. So got to pick it up. Got to pick it up, ladies. Definitely. Caitlin Clark in the Fever. Last year, made a playoff appearance. Lost at the hands of the Connecticut Sun, but they added some work to this team this season. Dewana Bonner from Connecticut, one of the top free agents. Natasha Howard, free agent from Dallas. She was good in the interior. Cunningham from Phoenix through a trade, and Sydney Colson from Las Vegas. Right now, I'm gonna say it. This is the team to beat right now in the WNBA in the Eastern Conference. I'm not even gonna count the Liberty. The Liberty gonna come and ball out. They got some dogs. But this Fever team right now, only Kate's second year. With you still got Kelce Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston's only approving. The WNBA may want Caitlin to win the title in her second year. That's how they push this free agency, man, for them to have one of the top teams. So now all they got to do is out there and go there and put in the work. Last year was kind of different. They were young, coming in. They had some bright moments. But this year, you're going to have some brighter moments because I'm going to have them second in the East behind the Liberty. Probably the second best team in the league.
I can see it.
Definitely. The Connecticut Sun, who before the Liberty was the Liberty hoisted the title last year. Connecticut Sun were the head de la creme of the East. This offseason, a lot of departures. You did add Tina Charles, the OG vet, Natasha Cloud, and Diamond DeShield, but you lost a bunch, man. You lost a bunch, and overall, I'm gonna give them a D. I think that the losses, and though you gained a little bit, I can see this kind of being a rebuild session for the Sun. They still could be competitive. They got new coach. You got a new coach as well over there. So it's gonna be different. But with these other teams coming up, let's see if they can still contend and compete and be the pedestal for the conference at least. I don't see them getting in the playoffs next year. But hey, let's see what Mohegan Sun can rock. Maybe I'll go over there and spend a couple of dollars during the season. Other than that, let's speak Dallas. Let's speak Dallas Wing, man. The official team of STWF here. They have the number one pick this year, right?
Yes, they do.
Yes, number one pick.
Number one pick. New coaching staff coming in.
None of that matters. She was like, having a number one pick don't mean you're gonna stick around in that motherfucker down.
No, not at all. You come out of training camp traded.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
Like a mofo.
I'll give them a B grade because though that they were the worst last year, they did do some things in free agency to get them back to where I thought they would be, kind of like that third, fourth spot in the West. The West is getting competitive, but I feel the Wings with the addition of Nalissa Smith, DeAndre Carrington from Connecticut, Masha Hines-Allen. You still got Enrique over there and McCown. And to be real, Dallas wasn't really healthy last year. So coming into the season, one, be healthy, and two, the Mavs are losing their fan base. You got to get them back. So I'm gonna give them a B minus for their offseason and what they did to get away when they got away from the girls. They added some great talent from the Sun that can help them out in the long run. Chicago Sky. Can't have a show in Dale's mind and Bobby's mind and probably every LSU player's mind without talking about Angel Reese and the crew.
We could have, but they got some dogs, man. Now they got rid of Teresa Witherspoon, which I ain't down with that. You know what I'm saying? You can let go of her, and we're gonna see how y'all rock, man. But y'all added back Courtney Vandersloot, the OG of the Sky. You added Kia Nurse from the Sparks and Rebecca Allen from Phoenix. They would definitely look different. They went to work a little bit in free agency, but we all want to see the second year of Angel Reese. Want to see what she's been doing in the offseason. Want to see her make a layup on the first try.
We want to see that too. We want to see the layup. C, I will give them. I just don't like the move of getting rid of Witherspoon. I think that's going to be the downfall this season for them.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a good move. That's tough. Yeah.
Like, I can understand, like, if she was trying to be bigger than the program, maybe. But I don't even see Teresa in that light like that. So, with new coaching, you got a lineup of Vandersloot, Nurse, Angel Reese, Elizabeth Williams, and you still have girl from South Carolina, Caruso, still over there. It's going to be interesting to see what's going on over there. And you got the Lynx finalists. Great team last year. Great way they came out last year. They worked hard. They basically came from the bottom to the top last year in the WNBA. They have the keys again this year to be one of the best teams. Let's see who they added here. They added Irene Badin from France. It's going to be a good hit there. And they got Grace Berger off waivers. Cardoso and Reese should be the best inside duo in the league, and Cardoso just didn't do much last year. Yeah, I mean, she did what she could, man. She started the season hurt too.
She missed most of the season, didn't she? Well, yeah, part of it.
And even without that, they were still one of the best, like the teams down low last year. I mean, you can count a lot of that to Angel, but you know, defensively, they were good last year. But this Lynx team, man, coming back with the same star lineup, a team that rose last year, and I only expect them to rise up again, man. It's gonna be a wild, wacky Western Conference here. But you have your teams, Aces, the Lynx, the Mercury. I feel like made some good moves. Brittany Griner is not there no more. She's with the Atlanta Dream. Add some pieces. They're going to be a team to compete as well. Diana Taurasi, is she playing this year? Is she not?
She's right into the sunset.
Yeah, right now they have her not in the lineup. They have her right now. She's debating around if she wants to play or not.
They won it last. She didn't win it last year, did she?
Who?
They won it. Did she win it?
When what?
The championship. I think she did, didn't she?
Who won the championship last year?
I'm asking, was she on the team that won last year?
Cardoso? Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Tarazi.
She was on the Mercury, the Olympic team, yeah.
Not the WNBA championship.
No, she played for the Mercury. How she won the championship?
Yeah, I just forgot where she was.
I'm thinking y'all knew this for yourself. I'm thinking Olympics. She won the Olympics and shit. Not the Thunder.
Not the I was like an Abbott and
Costello. Like you should know this. Yeah, who's on first?
Yeah, that's an Abbott and Costello bit. Who's on first?
That's
my fault though. Because he just assumed he's like, this motherfucker knows, but I didn't.
No, I'm sitting here like, hold on. I didn't know who Diana played for.
Yeah. Because I know I think she moved around like a little bit. I don't know. I just didn't know what she was.
I wouldn't be mad if she retires, man. If she does, man, great fucking career. And we talk about it.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna retire, Diana, we need you to play one more year so you can have the proper send off because you deserve that, lady. You deserve it.
Yeah, she's probably the best WNBA career that I got to watch. And we watched it all the way through college too. Like, don't get me wrong, like Maya Moore was a problem for sure. But like, I don't know, Tarazi just consistent every single year since the first time we saw her walk onto the court at UConn. It's just been nonstop. Unbelievable fun game. And a fun game to watch, play with like that dog, like that she plays the way we want the game to be played.
Right.
My instinct was to go like she plays like a man. Nah, she don't play like a man. She played like her. She played like somebody who loved the game of basketball and loves winning and hates losing. She played like she hates losing. That's what it really is.
Besides her complaining about the little Caitlin Clark saga that she was in.
But I expect that. Jordan did shit like that.
She just comes and plays the game. Like people talk about, oh, we don't make a lot of money. Oh, we gotta go overseas. We gotta do this. She had the MO like, if I want to be a women's professional basketball player, I have to do anything that I have to do to remain a professional girls basketball player. And that's what separates Diana from all of them because she just went out there, no matter what league she was in, she went to play the game. She didn't talk about it. She went out there and competed like a professional, and that's what true professionals do. So,
yeah, she's a beast, man. I'm so glad I got to watch that career. So glad I got to watch that career.
Bobby, I want to because I know I'm going outside the box right now, but I seen your baseball fan SEC baseball starting up, and there was a lot of teams ranked in the SEC. So we're gonna try to implement if we can. Some college baseball in here, man. That's pretty dope to see that they got about 7-8 ranked teams. You know what I'm saying in the SEC is dope. So we're gonna try to get as lot as we can. We say here we try to get sports and stuff on here and topics that you don't hear on your drive to work or if you're sitting in the house watching these other stations. You know, we try to give you the best of the best. So appreciate you, Bobby. Oh yes, that too. Lauren Betts. Coming back to UCLA when not into WNBA draft, I would have entered. But I get what she's doing because you're gonna have potentially next year the best guard ever. And the way Juju doing it, she's gonna be an awesome center that teams are gonna want. She's gonna be 2, 3, possibly 4, and that's gonna help a team out because a team's gonna need her. And I respect her staying in there. If anybody don't know, you have to be at least 20 years of age when the season starts in the WNBA in order to be able to hit the WNBA surface. So
it's so crazy, honestly.
It is. We got one more.
Wait, was it 20 or 22?
20. I think
it's crazy.
20. Oh, her sister's coming in too. Big K. And then you're still gonna have Kiki Rice over there. Yeah, that UCLA team this year is doing biz,
shaping up.
And we just
they had to load up. They got to deal with Juju next year, man. They had to load up.
So definitely WNBA in the air. NCAA basketball is in the air right now. I've seen South Carolina lose their first conference game since like 2021 or 22. Lose to Texas on Sunday. Shout out to the Longhorns. The lady horns.
Oh, so it's 22 for U.S. players, 20 for international.
Oh, 20 for international players, 22 for U.S. players. Okay.
That's also just admitting that, yeah, other places are doing better than us. So when they send their kids over here at 20, they're more prepared than our 20-year-olds.
And the crazy thing, the only difference is that the WNBA players are probably definitely more skilled than those ladies compared to the NBA, where these guys can come in at 16, 17, 18 years old, and we say that the international guys are better than the guys currently playing in the States. So.
Well, most of the countries don't got freedom for their women, so yeah, it's not easy to get good at basketball.
No, there's a lot of ladies that come through from the international side, man, and put in the work.
I never understood why America dominates, well, not dominate, but for a while they kind of like dominates female soccer world, like globally. And then somebody told me that, I was like, oh yeah, okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
Gotta get rid, man.
Sorry,
yeah, man. Back to our WNBA talk, man. We've been missing the ladies, man, for a while. Sorry, ladies. You know what I'm saying?
No. We I think you missed one of the show. I think last week. I did it for you. I covered it. I got you.
Okay, word. So
I made sure. I was like, yo, Tuke would want some WNBA talk. I gotta do this. So I did the power rankings.
Absolutely, yeah. Appreciate you, dog. 20-year-old international is like 30. Oh wait, that's this kid's baseball World Series. Oh man, fellas, you want to keep moving along with this one?
Yeah, we can do this part before we take our first break.
So this right here is probably the most interesting thing going on in boxing right now. And we had a wild week that is in the boxing world. We was told last Monday morning that potentially Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford will be fighting in the ring in September. That 24 hours got changed. And then there was a contract for Canelo Alvarez, Jake Paul fight. 24 hours later, Canelo and his team said, we're going to take a 4-year deal from the Saudis, which you're going to be featured in 4 fights, the first one being in May. Not against Jake Paul or Terrence Crawford. And Jake Paul did not take it lightly. He went into jabbing Canelo, having Mexicans dance like Canelo will probably dance. Even went on Instagram Live and shared his side of why the fight didn't happen, and this insulting Canelo up to a T. Saying that Canelo's biggest fight, pay-wise, would be against him. And he's ducking him. Because he knows that. Even said his daughter mentioned how great it is that he was fighting Jake Paul, because I guess his daughter is a Jake Paul fan. So Canelo took all that in, but I think Canelo, honestly, in my mind, he just juked.
Oh, he responded.
He responded. Yeah, he definitely responded.
He said, "I fight real boxers." That's the problem. He's like, "I fight real boxers." So I think he tried to say that like him and Bud, and then him and Bud worked it out. So him and Bud. I think the fight's back on. Him and Bud.
I think the fight is back on, but I don't think it's the first bout that he's gonna fight. I think he's Bud.
It might not be. Yeah, it might not be, but they're gonna fight at 168, which is big news. That means Bud moving up. So
he's got one in May.
Yeah, he's gonna fight in May. He always fights in May.
The opponent will be William Scroll.
Yeah, he gonna beat him at
on
the
May 3rd in Saudi Arabia, and he'll be putting those titles on the line. The super middleweight title on the line.
He's fighting May 3rd?
Yes.
And Paul is fighting Alvarez May 3rd as well.
He always tries to fight like near Cinco de Mayo.
Gotcha.
Yep, Cinco de Mayo weekend. If Alvarez wins the fight, they said his next scheduled fight will be in September. Then that fight will be against Terrence Crawford in Las Vegas. So basically, he has a 4-fight deal with them. So he'll fight the likes of Scroll, Terrence Crawford, and then fighters to come. Maybe Jake ends up in that situation.
You know, it's funny. I wonder how the Saudis feel about this, because the truth is, if he loses to Bud, their product for the next 3 fights is less. So what they paid for is less than. But if he wins it, then actually, yeah, you get everything you paid for and more. But yeah, I just wonder if honestly, they're literally just dumping piles of money on unsuspecting Americans and Mexicans and fighters across the world. They're trying to it's the same thing with like when a sport or area gets whitewashed, it's the same thing. Like that's what they're doing. They're trying to bring people over there and trying to show people that you can go over there, which I respect it. Keep giving motherfuckers big bags of money. I don't care.
Oh, definitely big bags. And then
no, Canelo ain't duck him. Jake's always going to talk. We all know how Jake's like to run their mouths. We got one. We got our own. So we understand. Love you, Jake.
I just think Canelo pulled. I'm not gonna say duck. I just felt like Canelo pulled a power move. He has the most power in boxing, you know, and he pulled that. He made Jake Paul believe that he was gonna fight him.
Yeah.
And gassed him up. And Jake needs that.
Trolled him. He trolled Jake. I love that because Jake's a troll. So yeah, I love that somebody trolled Jake. That's great.
We don't want to see him get knocked out by Canelo Alvarez.
I mean, I don't care who knocks him out. It's going to be funny when it happens. But you're right. I want somebody who's going to stand over his body and talk shit after he knocks him out. That's not Canelo.
Fucking wow, man. Fucking wow. We're gonna one day in this entertainment world see Jake Paul versus Canelo, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Maybe when Canelo's back drinking pineapple juice, man, at the Bay. And he's like, hey, I want to make a couple more extra dollars. Come here, Jake. I know you want to fight me. Come through. Second on the boxing trade.
Well, I just want to say one last thing about Jake. He got two options here. He can keep fighting just random, stupid bullshit fights, or he has 2 more humongous money fights. One versus Conor McGregor and the other against his brother. That's all that's left on that plate. Other than that, yeah, they can like keep picking the like scraping the bottom of the pan if they want to, but like the people are getting tired of these. I think less and less viewers. We kind of got up for the Tyson thing, but mostly we just didn't want to see Tyson die, and that's all that was. Like Jake's his clock, his window's closing. He got to figure that out.
I know what he can do, and I mean it's kind of already been done. He's been doing it, but I feel like he could really up in this MVP brand. Maybe people want to fight under it. Maybe because the money that people are getting. You gotta remember, Amanda Serrano got heavy dough for a fight. Kate Martin and Amanda Serrano, they're ladies, but they got their highest pay raises. And he has some boxers on that card. Maybe more boxers come, and that can kind of keep him up there. Not in a boxing stance for him, but
if he keeps getting if he builds his production up enough that he knows there's going to be eyes, then yeah, maybe he can sign better boxers to come in for those fights. Yeah, that you're right. That's the other.
That's the only thing he can. You're right. Like you're right in the boxing thing. And the boxing thing, hell no. He got 2 fights, and he made one of those fights to get somebody that can really bring us into the crim. But yeah.
Once he gets knocked out, the only fight we're going to want to see after that is him fight his brother. That's it.
Yes, sir. And then second in the sports world of boxing. The Manila and the Thrilla in Manila, man. Muhammad Ali's trunks from that fight sells for $1.2 million at a auction. He fought Joe Frazier in these trunks. Buyer's premium, that was the total, which included buyer's premium. Bidding started at $1 million. That was noted. Sube, who had the shorts on auction, planned to put the shorts up for auction in April 2024 before the sale was postponed. At the time the original auction was delayed, they had received the top bid of $3.8 million without buyer's premium. The bid fell short of the price range of $4 to $6 million originally as stated by sub-buyers.
By who?
Sold buys? Sold bays? Sold the buys?
Okay. Okay.
That's fire, man. Hey, anybody would say, hey, I wish that 3.8 hit, but $1.2 million for some trunks. Hold on. Signed by Muhammad Ali. That is nasty work. That is dope.
Where that money going? I hope we know where that money going. Hopefully they hit.
You know there's gonna be a flip. You know there's gonna be a flip of those trunks.
Ooh. Najee got a bag, bro.
Who's that?
Najee Marshall got a bag. I remember he was balling before, but he's such a playground. Like you were saying the other day, he's a playground player.
Fellas, man, y'all want to take a break, man? Take y'all Jerry juice, you know what I'm saying? Throw it up. The Cowboys, man. We'll be right back in about 15, 20 seconds. This is STWF TV, Network of Networks. Heard?
Hose water. Whether you've been playing hard or working hard, when your thirst needs to be quenched, there's hose water. Found at any retailer where sports drinks are sold. Or connected to your faucet in the backyard if you don't want to pay $4 for it. Hose water. Get yours today.
AirPods. Convenient and small. AirPods. Versatile with high fidelity. AirPods. Listen to music or talk on the phone. AirPods. Now with concealable subwoofer. Now drop that bass.
This case reminds me of Trump case with the porn star. Same type of similarity, because the thing is what they're flexing is power. And that's what we're seeing here that's different.
How do you view the Stormy and Trump situation? How do you view it? I want to know.
Power, absolute power. That's what I'm saying. Like, Diddy has power.
So you think they both fucked up?
These are New York nickel slick fuckers. You ain't catching them. And they got clout, and they got money. So it's gonna be hard to convict them, because once again, just like we're seeing power. Just like right now, just when Diddy house got raided. This guy was on a plane on a private jet. He just so revolt. They ain't much touch him.
If you convict Trump for what he's done, you're going to have to convict a lot of motherfuckers.
This is an emergency message. Stop what you're doing and hit the like button. Also comment and subscribe. Thank you. We now return you to your program.
We back, man. We gave you Valentine's Day sneak peeks, man. Holes and pause. You know what I'm saying? So, tune into that, man. And tune into our Chop Up show, man, every Tuesday, man, where you see debates and chatter like you've seen during the commercial break. And, continue to ride with the crew, man, on Parlay Perspective Wednesday. We ain't done yet, man. We got some more topics for you. We're going to go into the world of college football, because there's a former Patriot in the airwaves today. And that ex-Patriot is Matthew Patricia, named the defensive coordinator of the Ohio State Buckeyes. In this move, Patricia comes in with the internal promotion of secondary coach Tim Walton to the co-defensive coordinator role. Ohio State spending more money, $20 million last year in the roster fee. We know Matt Patricia gonna cost some cash. What you think?
I don't know why, bum ass. But that's a good defensive coordinator to have. He can definitely do that. So, is he the DC or is he a position coach?
DC.
Yeah. All right. Well, he can coach the defense. Don't have him calling plays.
Who did he take over after? Was it Romeo that he took over afterwards?
Nah. Was it? Maybe. No. It had to be somebody else first. I feel like. I guess it could have been. I can't remember. That's crazy though. Why can't I remember the DC after Romeo Cornell? Maybe it was Patricia.
former coach of the Lions, defensive coordinator of the Patriots for 6 seasons. This man spent 3 seasons, as I mentioned, with Detroit, getting fired with a 13-29-1 record in his 3rd season. He will be replacing Jim Knowles, who left for the Penn State defensive coordinator job soon as the Buckeyes won their 2024-25 championship. This man over here bringing Patriot fever. Patriot fever all over the news. They bring the band back in New England with Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel. We got Belichick over at UNC. You know what I'm saying? Looking for the next hot senior or sophomore or junior. And Matt Patricia probably going to be doing the same at Ohio State. What a time to be alive.
Dean Pease?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. He was first after Cornell.
Yeah, let me see. So Patricia was reassigned as the Patriots' assistant offensive line coach. Then linebackers coach Dean Pease was promoted to defensive coordinator after the season. He got reassigned in time because he had 2 stints with the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, nah, I'm thinking it's kind of making it look like he came after Pease.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's around about 2000.
It's not a position that we pay much attention to all them years because it was just Bill.
Guys a name only.
I mean, after Romeo, Romeo, when he was there, it was his defense and Bill had input, but it was his defense. After Romeo left, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Dean Pease did great work, but it was the Belichick show. Like, there'd be whole offensive drives where Brady and him have the ball and Belichick is not even watching. He's over there coaching the defense. So.
Oh, Pease came after Mangenius.
That's who I knew I was missing one. Mangini, yeah.
Eric Mangini, man.
The man genius.
Since we're in the college world, fellas, just a little bit of sad news that I seen in the airwaves here. College football player was found dead recently. Let me get the story. I just had the story. Sorry, fellas. Let me find the story.
Warriors versus Mavericks is kind of a fun game to watch, although I hate with the Warriors away.
Well, UNLV player found dead in his apartment. Player Ben Christian, who transferred last season from Kentucky, passed away at the age of 21. He was found in an off-campus apartment. He said it didn't have any other details and that the cause of death will be determined by the Clark County coroner's office. Christian's family have been informed that counseling services will be provided throughout the university. Christian began his college career at Ohio State as a ranked prospect in the 2021 recruiting class, redshirted that season, and then played in 1 game in 2022 before transferring to Kentucky. Did not play in 2023 because of a knee injury, but he appeared in all 12 games last season on special teams before transferring to UNLV.
Rest in peace to the young man. That's terrible.
Rest in peace, man. Definitely.
Absolutely.
We heard some devastating news about the LSU player and the injuries that he had to go through and what the university doing here is. This one here seems, he passed away. It's different stories, but college definitely did. Make sure anybody that knows them can be in an environment where they can get some help, advice, love, care, all that stuff. Definitely on that helm, man. We got the draft coming up, NFL. Draft combines and stuff coming up. You're gonna see these NFL prospects really in a microscope, sooner rather than later. But we had some vacancies from NFL teams. All the vacancies in the NFL, coaching wise, have been filled with the addition of Kellen Moore taking the Saints job. So what we're gonna do to now Parlay Perspective is we're gonna grade the hires of the 7 teams who had to go get a new coach this year. So first off, we're gonna go ahead, coach.
So what we'll do is I'll this is according to CBS, but I want us to give our own grades to it. But I'll read what CBS has down for them as far as the hire is telling. So the first one is Ben Johnson. They say, truth be told, I didn't think the Bears could get Ben Johnson, but they did. They have issues in the front office and with ownership that should scare off candidates, but they also have Caleb Williams. Johnson has been the top candidate for 3 straight coaching cycles and has been immensely patient, and the Bears still lured him away from their division rival. That's a big deal. Johnson leaves the Lions knowing that he's set to play them twice a year and do battle with the Packers, who he irrationally threw shade at during his intro press conference, and the Vikings another 4 times a year. It's not an easy job, but the Bears convinced him he should fly slightly south anyway. Process-wise, this was a pretty sound, efficient search and hire. The Bears definitely go out on the box of the on the reg, and when it comes to hiring coaches, and didn't do that there. They get bonus points for damaging division opponents' offenses in the process, not to mention beating out the Jags for Johnson. So, gentlemen, your feedback and your grade for Ben Johnson to the Chicago Bears.
Definitely the hardest hire from the rankings sake. You're entering the Chicago Bears organization that we don't know what the hell they're doing, but at least they hired somebody that people were familiar with and liked. So, with everything that they need to fix there, they definitely got a guy that's going to be a creative mind on the offensive side. The defensive side should be a lot better this year. I'm going to give a grade of a B- for this hire because, like you said, you mentioned, took them away from the Lions, who were the best team in the North. Now you go to the bottom team in the North, and he's throwing smoke at home. So I want to see all this and out. So I'm gonna give it a B.
A+. Where are we being? A+. They got the best coach on the market for 3 straight years. A+. He's a quarterback's coach. That's what they got. A young quarterback. He's a great hire. You can't do better than this, unless you get like prime Bill Belichick, which they could have, but they didn't. But also, when you stealing shit from out of your division too.
Yeah. This was, Will and I, the Lions have been our unofficial second team for the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It might be time to yell on them, buddy. They got weakened on offense and defense by losing both coordinators.
I think they're going to be okay, though. I like who slides up in the DC role, the offensive coordinator role. That one, tough. Okay. What up, Chris? Hello, everyone from flood area at my security job. Be careful out there, Chris. You got a boat? Get in the boat.
I give it a B, only because the unknown. I get Mike Marsh vibes from him. Excellent offense coordinator, but TBD. We'll see how he does. And I think too, it might be a little bit of a change or shake up organizationally. They just recently lost their owner of the team. I think she passed away last Thursday, I believe. Her son's kind of been like the CEO.
I feel like both of y'all got like a TBD like tone in your answer. That ain't how this works. Feet to the fire. Give him a goddamn.
I'll give him a B.
No, because if we go with the unknown stuff, everyone here is unknown. It's unknown for everyone.
No. It's bad enough that I'm giving him a B. You know me, I don't even go no higher than a C on anything that's new.
Yeah, but that's, I've always said that that's A, crazy, and B, it's not content.
It is content because we don't know.
No, everybody knows what's coming. You ain't even gotta say nothing. Just B, C.
We don't know. I
C.
can't be somebody. I can't be somebody at A. I can't be somebody at A. And then he goes in my class.
All right, yeah. Well, so what you're saying is you're not gonna go out on a limb. You bet every day you can go out on a limb, bro.
Nah, he's lucky he got.
Yeah, see, you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be publicly wrong. That's the problem.
It's not about publicly wrong. What you saying? If I'm gonna give anybody an A, it's gonna be our team for hiring our coach. But I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be.
You ain't objective.
I have to be objective in some cases, man.
All right.
Ben,
number 2.
Franchise around, man.
Yeah. Number 2, we got the Las Vegas.
You got one. You gotta spice this shit up.
We got you. Memo taken. Next, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. They hired Pete Carroll. Maybe I'm on an island here, but I love the Pete Carroll hire for Las Vegas. The Raiders' expectations are probably just too high when the floor has been so low. The team has been terrible for 20-plus years and needs a serious coach to bring some gum-chewing enthusiasm to the sideline. Carroll had a year off, got to think about how he'll approach things, has a smart young GM in tow, and if they hit on some picks early and trawl correctly for a quarterback, that's a big if. They could be a real pain in 2025. Carroll's job here is to win a Super Bowl, of course, but more importantly, he's here to raise the Raiders floor quickly. The team either pops up for a random 10-win season or stinks for 10-plus years in the division with Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Bo Nix. You're going to need some consistency to be taken seriously. I'm pretty confident Carroll's compete mantra will raise the floor immediately if they can find a quarterback, give them some legitimate upside in the toughest division in football.
All right, so I'm gonna have fun with this one. I'm giving them 2 grades. The first grade is the grade that we was originally doing that we all doing here. I give them a B+. I like the coach. I love Pete Carroll. I think he could bring some energy to a franchise that always seems to want to have energy, but the actual state of the team sucks the life right out of them because they suck.
Can't get out their own way.
Right. But the second grade I'm going to give is to Pete Carroll. F. Choose a better place to go. They don't even deserve you, Pete. They don't. They don't deserve Pete Carroll. So you get an F, Pete. But I
not even with your GOAT in the helm?
Say what?
Not even with your GOAT in the helm?
Oh, yeah.
Tom's there now.
Look, that just is okay. Look, Tom's gonna do his thing because Tom's not bad at anything, and when he is, he's not bad at it for long. So with that being said, yes, that gives him a little more credibility. But it's until I see that they fully trust him and let him make all the decisions, then I'll trust that franchise more. But for now, risky business, Pete. You could have been to a better place. You deserve better.
Where'd you have wanted to see Pete go?
I don't know. Because all the other jobs suck.
Tom Brady has 2 NFL jobs. Let that
he's double dipping the pen.
He's not a GM/owner. My man got 2 jobs in the league. Shout out to Tom, first off. Grade for this here. I'll go same as Ben, but in another way, man. The Raiders needed a coach that one they may not fire after a year, and Carroll could possibly be that guy. The only thing that's holding him back is this Raiders team.
It's awful. He said the only thing holding him back is his job. That's true. It's a bad team.
It's a bad team. So is he ready for a bad season? Is this what he came back for? Well, let's see what they can do draft time. I mean, a lot of things that they need could be available to them this year. But let's see. We've seen the Raiders have the 10th pick and draft the guy that's ranked 47th. We've seen it before. Maybe they smartened up, but we don't know. But I'll give it a B, man, because it's Pete, experience. We've seen what he's done with teams. This is going to be his toughest task to date, though.
Okay. I would think for me, I give it a B. It's solid. Give it a B because everything we just named about the Raiders, they've got so much dysfunction. You bring him in there to kind of help put things in order. I think he's definitely going to leave it better than he found it. I just hate that it came at the expense of AP, though.
Yeah, man. He's a placeholder, the true placeholder. But you know what's crazy? And I said the same thing about Mayo. Mayo kind of knew that. But the difference where Antonio Pierce is, he's not going to complain about it. You know why? My man wants another job in the league one day.
That's true. That's true. You want to burn no bridges.
Not as a head coach, but as a coach overall to some team that he can motivate some players. Maybe they got a coaching position for him somewhere else. But yeah, he knew this spot wasn't his. Unfortunately.
Okay. Second up, has some interest to somebody on here. The New England Patriots, the hiring of Mike Vrabel. Again, process matters. If you tell me a team hires Mike Vrabel, I'm giving you an A. Vrabel's offenses have been hit or miss, but he's had multiple offense coordinators go on to become head coaches. And obviously, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown were incredible pieces of that puzzle. The Patriots need some guys like that. He also is an elite in-game coach who grinds on the rule book to find edges and will have the defense playing at an elite level pretty quick. But the Patriots' post-Belichick processes have been nothing short of a disaster. They panic pulled on Gerard Mayo because he got other interviews, something Robert Kraft admitted in the process of firing him, and then panicked when the Jets interviewed Vrabel and forced some pretty embarrassing Rooney Rule satisfying interviews with Pep Hamilton and Brian Leftwich in order to get Vrabel. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a perfect coach for the situation, and I will bet the Patriots are better this year than last. But when you elevate a coaching hire, you have to incorporate how the franchise went about it, and the Patriots process right now feels like a teenage girl aggressively refreshing the Instagram feed. It was obvious Vrabel wanted to coach the Pats, and the Pels fell for his bluff. Ultimately, it will probably benefit them because he cleaned up the front office, but there are at least issues to worry about moving forward if the newest New England rocket ship doesn't take off right away. Do you think that they panic pulled on that hire?
I'll give us
Mr.
a B.
Will?
I'll give us a B.
Okay.
They definitely panic pulled a little bit. I'll give us a B, but I'll elevate it to like a A- for the fact that Josh is coming back and we got familiar faces in that coaching staff room. So it's all right. I like it, but it's a little lateral, and they didn't handle it great. So those are facts.
Yeah. I don't think it's a panic. I don't think it's a panic hire. I think this is who they wanted. And once he stopped drinking the lemonade on his vacation, they were able to go get him. They threw a couple bogus, Coach. They definitely threw a few bogus Rooney interviews because they didn't want to be judged. And hey, that's what it is. But hiring this man here is your second straight Patriot you hired. But Mike, in his history to the Patriots, holds a lot more than Gerard Mayo's. So in terms of that, and getting the players ready for games and having them prepared and not being out of sync, I gave the other two B's, B minuses. I'll give this a B plus here. I'll give this Patriot hire a B plus because it got to be B plus to be A plus. Because if this shit's in C minus or below, D minus, D plus,
Okay.
Then what? Were the Cowboys?
Best QBs had. Best QBs had.
Damn, throwing slugs, ain't you? He almost slid that by you too.
No, I didn't hear him.
He said it pretty much the Cowboys at that point.
We'll see, man. I think we play y'all next year.
For the Vrabel hire, I give them a B plus. I think he's going to be a good fit for that organization. He knows the culture. He knows the ownership, knows no expectations there, and he's part of that historic run. So he's a bridge from the past to the future.
And I think
who did he hire as offense coordinator?
Josh McDaniels.
Oh, he brought him back. Okay.
Yeah. I forget who he got for DC though. If he did anybody, is he gonna just be his own defensive coordinator or?
Huh?
Oh no, Patricia. We just talked about. Wait, no. Patricia with the Ohio State. I should know more about my team, but I don't be caring until the season starts. The offseason drives me nuts. Honestly, I love the draft, but that's it. All the signings and the waiting and drives me crazy.
Well, I think we are 2 weeks away from the combine.
Yep, almost there. It's like Christmas.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Terrell Williams is a defensive coordinator.
Oh, good. Glad we all know him.
I don't know anybody on this.
Yeah, that makes two of us, bud.
Yeah. Oh, Doug Marrone is your offensive line coach.
Yay.
He said, yay. All right. Next team. The New York Jets. Aaron Glenn. Again, process. The Jets interviewed every human being on the planet for all their jobs. They probably landed on a good candidate in Aaron Glenn, who by all accounts connects with his players in an incredible fashion. Glenn's press conference was high energy, and it matches up with everything you hear about how he operates as a coach. Bringing back a Jets alumnus is a big plus in that he cares about how this franchise is perceived. Glenn also apparently is interested in connecting with Aaron Rodgers. We see how that's a good segue for something later on today. Earlier on, which will give the Jets a little leeway when it comes to the quarterback's position in theory. The issue here is whether or not the Jets management team will finally step away or not, and I wouldn't bet they will. Woody Johnson is at best a bottom line 5 NFL owner. Why should we expect things to go better for the Jets just because they hired a potentially great coach? I love the idea of Glenn coming back to the team who drafted him and winning, but I'm also realistic about how this is going to work. The Jets just hired a first-time head coach with a defensive background, same as it ever was, even if you're rooting for it to work.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna give it a C, and more to the Jets. More for the Jets than Aaron Glenn. I mean, we know he came from Detroit, and if Detroit has 2 former coaches that strike gold, shout out to him. But in this case, I'm gonna give this the inevitable C for Aaron Glenn. Not because of him though, because of his goddamn franchise. His franchise.
Yeah. So the hire is an A, but the Jets did it. So it might be awful. It might be the worst hire ever.
I wanted to give him a D.
Because the Jets can't do anything right.
I didn't want to expect Aaron Glenn in that light.
I got it at A. Like A, it's an A hire for me. I love Aaron Glenn. I think he's a great coach. I think he is insane to go back to New York, but he won't have to deal with Aaron Rodgers because he's not gonna be there.
Not a good job.
It's not a good job. It's not a good job.
I give it a C as well. It's gonna need a franchise quarterback. Who's gonna be your identity? In simple fact, defense, yeah, okay, that's fair. But we know for a fact that the organization is lackluster in that he allows his kids to pick coaches and players based on Madden ratings. Speaking of the owner, that is crazy work.
I love it.
All right. Next up, we got, let me see if I can find it. We got Jacksonville Jaguars and Liam Cohen. This is probably going to be higher until I heard Liam Cohen drop the most painful and awkward Duval. During this introductory press conference. I also think you got to ding the Jags for the process here as well. They fired Doug Peterson and kept Trent Baalke around for a while, costing them a legitimate opportunity at getting Ben Johnson. Facts. And almost Cohen as well. Cohen's coaching search was one of the craziest you ever heard of. Cohen interviewed with the Jags and was scared off by Baalke being there. So he went back to the Bucs, who offered to make him the highest paid coordinator in the NFL as long as he didn't take a second interview with the Jags. Then Cohen ghosted the Bucs for basically a full day as the Jags dumped Baalke and interviewed him in secret before landing him as the head coach. The actual hire itself might look pretty good once all is said and done. Cohen did great work with Baker Mayfield, comes from the Sean McVay tree, and now gets to work with Trevor Lawrence, who still has a ton of untapped potential. The Bucs stuff is a little worrisome just from a coaching staff perspective, managing relationships, but I don't begrudge Cohen for getting the gig the way he did. There are only 32 of these jobs, and Bobby Slowick is a prime example of why you don't want to pass up a head coaching opportunity when you're a hot name. Facts. If Cohen's work in a single year versus as an OC translates to being a head coach, this could end up being a home run.
Duval. Listen here, my man was an OC for 1 year and got a head coaching gig. Either can work like a light bulb or not work, which means the lights is off. And y'all know me when I talk about Jacksonville, it was never Urban's fault. One, I always say that. Two, sunshine may be sunset. So this hire here, they have to have a good coach. I'm gonna give this a C minus. Give this a C minus, man. That's my view on it. Give him a C minus.
It's a D.
We don't know what this man can actually do yet. My man has Baker Mayfield, all pro Mike Evans in his lineup. And realistically, the Bucs are older, but they're experienced in a sense. So we'll see.
D. Give it a D. You got to show me.
You give it a D? So he's just an OC for 1 year? That's crazy work.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost nothing. It's crazy. It's a knee-jerk reaction. They saw a guy they liked and just did some dumb shit.
Okay. I'll probably I give it a C. Because it can go one way or the other. Next up, we have, let me see. Brian Schottenheimer. Oh yeah. Maybe I'm dead wrong, and Brian Schottenheimer, who I like a lot as a person, ends up being a great head coach. His dad, Marty, was an outstanding head coach who got a bad rap, but the Cowboys process was a disaster here. They waffled on Mike McCarthy in the same way they waffled on the contracts for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. And he simply walked away from coaching altogether. Rumors he spoke to confidence about what a sideshow circus the Cowboys are percolating in the wake of his departure. The Cowboys promptly got involved with Deion Sanders as a possible candidate, but also aligned Bill Belichick rumors to run rampant to the point that UNC had to get Belichick to actually sign his contract in the middle of the coaching search. Ultimately, Jerry Jones just decided to promote his in-house offense coordinator, a guy with no head coaching experience, and someone who would likely do what the owner GM wants him to do from an offensive standpoint. Schottenheimer obviously has the bloodlines to succeed, but it's very fair to question the process here and whether Jerry is capable of running a normal search and putting together a serious football team at this point.
Sounds like an A to me. Nah.
Dollar said it gets an A.
My grade personally.
Hater.
my grade personally, I would say, hey, I would give it a C minus, maybe a D. But it's positive and negatives to this. And me and coach himself have given a little bit of positives to this Cowboys team. I mean, it's in-house. It's a guy that's been here. I mean, he hasn't been in this position, but he's been here. So all you can do is learn from the mistakes that you've seen there. That's a positive. But then in the D minus standpoint is that maybe Jerry has his coach, but can't get him yet. And he's just the guy that's going to, like we said, listen to Jerry, his commands and all that stuff, and then boomity boom. We don't know how long this is going to last, so that's why I'm going to give it the C minus D line border, because we don't know how much rope this guy has to take, and if he's good enough, then maybe he earns himself for another couple years, but he has to prove that.
Okay.
C.
I give him a C as well. I like the hires that he's doing, as I spoke about on Monday night with his coaching staff. Nobody from within, a lot of college coaches, a lot of up-and-comers, guys with good reputations to get a new voice in that locker room. But at the same time, will their coaching staff be able to handle the prima donnas for whatever reason that exist on this team and the egos? It's going to be the challenge for them. There obviously seems to be a potential split in their locker room. Micah came out the other night and he made mention of that, as such, that there's seen to be a split in the locker room from a cultural standpoint between old school and new school, which I kind of figured that myself from the outside looking in. But we'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting. It's either going to be a nice, subtle return to some normalcy, which I doubt, or it's going to be some more chaos and we'll be back here in 2 years. This can be a, what's my guy's name? He was only here for 2 years. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Chan Gailey. This could be a Chan Gailey hire.
Oh, man, please not.
I'm surprised he got a second year.
Right. And last but not least,
he's bumming that Saints.
Got the Saints and Kellen Moore. We noted in the original version of this that Moore was expected to be the guy who ended up landing the job. It was the worst kept secret in the NFL, made even more obvious when Nick Sirianni stood holding the Lombardi Trophy and asked Kellen to run it back during the post-Super Bowl celebration. I think Moore is a good hire for the Saints, especially considering how unattractive this job is. There's no answer at quarterback, and the salary cap situation is a mess. You hear that, Dale?
Mess.
I've talked about the process. I talked about process a ton in this article, and the Saints process was pretty sound. They zeroed in on Moore as a guy after Cliff Kingsbury backed out and proceeded to be patient with the Eagles, continuing to win until they eventually took home a title. Moore was a massive part of this. It's a wild swing from a guy who was let go from the Cowboys and the Chargers in the preceding 2 seasons, but I think a good pull for a team like the Saints with all of the various issues to learn the offense coordinator from the Super Bowl champion. Moore's been a hot candidate for head coach positions in the past. Jerry Jones bathing in FOMO at losing another former OC to the Saints will only be an added bonus of him thriving in New Orleans. I mentioned that Monday night as well, when it was kind of like, I don't know if we want him or not. Last guy you got from Dallas that was an offense coordinator, he brought you a ring.
And I think this is a good hire. This is a B+ for me, almost maybe even an A. I think it's a good hire because I think Kellen Moore will make this team have fun, and clearly they're lacking fun with that salary, with that salary cap situation. But I think I don't know. I think Kellen Moore will ignite the offense, and that's when this team is usually fun to watch, when that offense is clicking. If he can get through to Derek Carr and make him slightly less Derek Carr, then, good for them. And I also think he'll be a good coach for Rattler.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going for. I was going for Rattler. I'm not believing in Derek Carr at all. New coach, that means a new system coming in here.
And he said, new coach, who this? New coach, who this?
This is here, this great here. I like Kellen Moore. I'm mad that we let go of Kellen Moore, despite everything that happened. Listen here, had Dak looking like Superman with the stats he was putting up. Yeah, we got no. You definitely got to be patient with him. He has a big ass construction project that he has to do. But if anybody can do it, it's Kellen Moore, dog.
Why? If anybody can do it, it's the guy who's never done it.
He can do it, man. My man about to come in with that championship swag. Hold on, we talking about Ben Johnson coming in with just the Lion swag. We got a guy going to the Saints that got championship swag. I'm gonna do the Saints this one thing tonight. I haven't gave a positive input or positive thought to the Saints.
Nor should you.
I'm going to give this hire an A. I'm going to say it's the best hire out of all these hires that this happened. That's what I'm going to do for Saints fans. I'm going to give this an A because Kellen Moore is the answer for all the New Orleans Saints problems. He's the answer right here. He's going to pick. Let's see here. I hope so. I hope I'm right. I'm going to give it an A. And I don't give A's, but I'm going to give it an A to Kellen Moore.
Unfortunate.
Okay. All right. We got
Patrick says we should grade all the coaches from this past year. Maybe we'll flip that into one of the shows in the upcoming weeks, one of the play call sheets.
Revisit it. Okay.
All
right. Next up, gentlemen.
We should do redrafts. I keep bringing this up. We never do it.
Well, we can do a redraft from last year leading up to the draft of this year.
Okay, there we go.
Great man, number one.
So next up, Travis Kelce.
Next story.
Do I stay or should I go now? So he was on his podcast. And he made this statement, and you tell me what you think is going to happen. On the New Heights podcast, I just want to thank my teammates for everything they fucking do. The effort, the focus, the work that we put in, that wasn't the reason going into the game. I felt as confident as I ever felt going into a Super Bowl.
Bye-bye, Swifty.
He said he felt confident. He said he felt confident.
The truth is,
oh no, he did not. Hell no.
The truth is, he'll be back just because it's marketing. That couple still has some marketing to do. We're gonna get another year, Swifty.
You think he'll do at least one more year?
Yeah, I think what happened was he was gonna propose to her one of these days if they won the Super Bowl. Now it pushes back another year. I agree with Will. More marketing. I think he'll be back. I think in his mind, and it should be in his mind. I think he feels like he's on a team that can win a Super Bowl, and I think he thinks he can get another one before he's retired.
I think he knows that if just Rashee Rice was on the field, they could possibly have won that game. It's a whole different offense when they actually have an ex receiver out there. they didn't have one.
So he also said, I wasn't the best leader that I could be, motivating my guys and keeping my guys calm and collected. And I put a lot of that on myself as the guy that's been in the building for 12 years. It's a tough pill to swallow, man.
You're 1,000 years old in the NFL years. You should have known better. I don't know where. If you're lapsing at age 35, if you're lapsing on leadership when you've been a leader, yeah, it might be time to hang the cleats up.
My man.
I know everybody wants to know what. Go ahead, too.
He was just interested in some of those plays I rewatched from the Super Bowl. He was interested. There was points where he didn't want to block, make blocks. There was one time where Patrick had the ball for like 7 seconds trying to find somebody, and Kelce literally just stood there, literally. And then he ran to where Kelce could have blocked somebody, and Kelce just chilled.
So on the back of what you just said that you witnessed, Will, let me ask you this on these two statements. I know everybody wants to know whether or not I'm playing next year, and right now I'm just kicking every can I can down the road and not making any crazy decisions. Right now, the biggest thing is just being there for my teammates. I'm going to take some time and figure it out. I think I owe it to my teammates that if I do come back, that is going to be a wholehearted decision. I'm not half-assing it, and I'm fully here for them. I think I can play. It's just whether or not I'm motivated.
Not ideal. Not what you want to hear. That usually means you got one foot out the door.
My man got one foot inside that pussy. That's what you got. You know what I'm saying? This is it. Hey, if you leave, Travis, leave, baby. Hey, we ain't mad at you, dog.
I think that definitely is a good point, what P. Dollar just said, because he's sitting there watching his brother not having to get his brains bashed in, not having to get his joints fucked up, and
full time on the podcast.
Wife. He works a couple days a week, if that. Hops on a podcast, does the podcast, hops on a couple shows here and there during the season. Very visible still. We saw a lot. We saw more of Jason Kelce this year than we've ever seen of him, because you don't usually really see them when they're on the field playing. That's it. But we saw a lot of Jason Kelce, and he looked like a happy. He's in silk robes doing Campbell's commercials, Chunky Campbell suit commercials. Like he's living the life, and Travis is watching that and just being like, "Well, shit, I got like the piece in the game. Yeah, I mean, just waiting for me at the crib. I could be going with her, touring the world, seeing everything. I don't got to be getting my brains bashed in and losing by like 40 in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. I don't got to do this. But I still think he comes back. He gonna want a farewell tour. Why not have a farewell tour? Because if he comes back after saying all this, when he comes back, everybody knows this is his last year. Next year, they can make it about getting Travis the last, like the send off. That's what they can make it all about. Marketable.
I can see that. All right, the last section for the night kind of ties into this, some more NFL rumors. We kind of teased it a little bit earlier that when the new head coach of the Jets, Aaron Glenn, came in to the helm, he and the executives had a request of Will's favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. And that request was they asked him to not continue to do the Pat McAfee show.
Who said that?
And that seemed the Jets asked him not to do it. So that's kind of one of the things, and I think since then it's come out to saying that they're going to part ways. They haven't officially done it yet, but that's if you announce it, then it's pretty much going to happen. Just when he might be a June 1st cut. First, do you think it was right for them to be able to ask him that after he just did it this year? And second, do you think he goes to another team or rises off into the sunset?
No, it's unfair for them to ask him that because they signed the man who was already always doing that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's absurd. He's been doing that podcast. That's part of the reason the podcast blew up the way it did, was him being on it once a week, every Tuesday, for the last like 6 years.
Listen, I think the injury the injury he sustained in week 1 of his first season, they wanted him to be nothing but a week-to-week football player. The show, I say the same shit about Michael Parsons doing his fucking own podcast, but in terms, Aaron's just a guest on this podcast. No, because what you're doing sometimes is saying shit that you shouldn't say, and then you're going on the field and not performing. So the Jets were absolutely right to tell him this shit can't go on no more. We let shit happen on your wave, but when it's not successful, then we got to change course. Now, you don't have to listen to Aaron Rodgers. You can say no and go to another team that maybe will let you go on the Pat McAfee show. But I'm thinking the next team he goes on, they're going to tell him the same shit. So he's going to have to choose playing football. Does he love it still? I don't think he loves it like that. So go retire and be on the Pat McAfee show every single day you want. You're a global icon, bro. You don't need to listen to teams that say that, but at the same time, teams don't want to see that shit. I agree.
So I kind of understand. I kind of agree with what you're saying, but here's the one problem that I have with it. You're right for the Jets, like they can feel that way, except they can't feel that way. You want to know why too? Because they're the reason he got hurt. He told them stop running them plays, and they ran one immediately and got him hurt. So why would he be sitting here trying to listen to them? They didn't listen to him when he told them don't run the plays.
Absolutely.
So you didn't want to listen to me when I told you don't run these plays. You ran the plays. So yeah, when I was off for the whole first year I was supposed to be on your field, on your team, I was off doing my thing. Yeah, I was rehabbing. I got myself back in shape to play football. But I was going to do my thing because y'all put me out of work by not listening. So I get what you're saying. And also, I don't think other teams are going to have a problem with this. Here's why. Anybody signing Aaron Rodgers right now, it's not going to be one of the bad teams, I doubt. Like the really bad team, like maybe the Raiders. But like, I don't think it's going to be.
Man, I was just thinking that's where we end up at.
It's not going to be really a bad team, but so that means they're going to need him. Whoever signing him thinks that he can put them over the edge to win a championship, and they're going to give him what he wants.
And then they're going to regret it the first day.
Probably.
They're on a 3-game losing streak, and then he goes on Pat McAfee and blows and lights the whole team up. Then they're going to regret it.
The thing is, though, I saw every time he was on the Pat McAfee show this year. He ain't saying nothing crazy.
No. I mean, no. I feel like this year, opposed to last year when he was hurt, I feel like this year was more just like, I feel like he started to be humble with like his actual self, where he's at in the game. I feel like he did a bit of humbleness. Like he went to the podium a few times and said, "This is on me. I got to be better, all this and that, taking responsibility and stuff." I like Aaron. I think Aaron still has a little bit of gas in the tank to go to a team. But man, listen here.
I honestly feel the only place he could have any kind of meaningful moving forward is the Vikings. That's the only spot for him, in my opinion.
I say that's
maybe the Brett Favre tour.
No, don't go there. I'd rather you go to Pat McAfee full time and be a Viking.
Why?
Don't do it, bro. You already been shitting in Brett Favre's same diaper.
So what?
He been shitting in the same diaper as Brett Favre, and where has that gotten you?
So what? As long as you don't end up taking a dick pic, as long as you don't take a dick pic in Crocs, he'll be fine. He's had a great career.
Don't go to Minnesota, bro.
Why?
Don't. Minnesota, if I'm you, don't do it.
They should do it. Even have Aaron Rodgers in their building for a year with McCarthy, that's a great influence. Don't get me wrong. He's annoying, but he's a great quarterback. And his preparation is obviously good.
Aaron, man.
It would be good for McCarthy to see that.
Listen here. I think maybe the only team that may let him do the Pat McAfee show and fucking be on the field at the same time is what Coach said. The Las Vegas Raiders. They'll absolutely let you do all that shit plus more.
Maybe. Maybe, but Brady's in the if Brady's running the show like the way you seem like, no. Brady come from Belichick. That's zipped up. Everything stays inside. We'll talk about nothing. I think Brady would be the one trying to tell him, nah, you can come here, but you ain't doing that shit. Brady be like, go do Julian's podcast or some shit. Because that I can control.
Yep.
Julian won't say a damn thing I don't tell him to.
All right. So we talked about the draft earlier. Right now, they're saying that there are teams picking in the top 5 that may look to trade back. Are you buying or selling?
I don't know. If I'm Tennessee, I'm panicking. I have no idea what to do. So I would trade out if I was there. And then, I don't know. I hope the Patriots don't trade out.
They're going to have a dilemma. Do you take Abdul Carter or do you take Travis Hunter?
I've already explained my stance on this, which is you take Abdul Carter. We just saw what happened in the bowl, and that wasn't because of a great offensive line. No, I mean, even though the great offensive line got him there, partly, no. That defensive line took over that game, destroyed a team that destroyed the best quarterback in the business. Had him at 14 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Abdul will be he'll probably be like the fourth or fifth guy taken.
4th pick to the Patriots.
Yeah. He'll go 4 or 5 to the Jaguars.
It's gonna be some panic selections at quarterback. 2 teams are gonna reach early.
What, quarterbacks?
If he falls to the Jaguars, that defense is gonna be amazing.
You said what teams are gonna jump for a QB early?
I think it's gonna be the
Giants.
The Giants for sure.
Yeah.
And possibly Tennessee. I think Tennessee may take Shador. Or Cam, and vice versa between. I think those two end up in one of those 2 places that we mentioned.
This is also a possibility too.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Maybe the Patriots trade that pick for Miles.
Shador is going to New York for sure.
You think so?
If everything works right with him, he's to New York for sure.
He wants to be in that market.
Didn't want him there though.
Huh?
Didn't they say they didn't want him there?
Nah, that was all scheme, man. That was all to bring more hype to the
I don't know.
media.
I think they want him to be a Raider where Brady is because they're already cool.
Well, they would like that, but unfortunately the Raiders wanted to win games. So
but what segment are we on right now? The trade segment. They might try to move up.
I think that would be my choice where he ends up at. I think the hire of Pete Carroll, Brady's already there. It's going to have a good foundation there. Help them build that organization back up to prominence.
They got
with those 2 at the helm.
They got a solid receiver in Jacoby Myers, and they got Brock Bowers.
Yep. What's it going to cost them to move up?
Yeah, some draft capital for sure, or draft capital, or maybe they just scrap with Crosby and move forward and start over with a whole new defense.
The Giants can definitely. It's the Giants that they trade up with, or Tennessee, or the Browns for that. I don't think the Browns are going to trade down. I think the Browns are going to stay right in their spot. They have to.
Yeah, probably.
I can see maybe they can trade Crosby to Cleveland to get in that spot as they ship Garrett out somewhere.
Man, if they did that, I would want to see them keep Crosby and Garrett on the same field. That'd be amazing.
How much does Garrett want to be there would be the key thing, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, the Patriots really want T. Higgins. He's expected to get $30 million per year.
I will pay it. We got it. I wouldn't have a problem paying it either.
Is he at number 1?
I think so. So we had this discussion a couple other times with a couple other guys. One of them being, remember Gabe Davis in the past? Could he be a number 1? No. Right. And then we also had this with Ayuk, and I also didn't really think he was a number 1. Higgins, is closer to a number one than any of those guys. He's better than both of them guys. So yeah, huge body, man. 6'4" frame, fast. I mean, we need everything that he can do.
Listen here, man. Higgins to New England, that'd be fire, dog. That'd be dope. He's gonna be one of those top guys in the market. You know what happens to those top guys in the market? They usually switch homes. So as much as I'm hearing through the grapevines that Cincinnati will not be cheap this year and keep Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I don't believe that whatsoever. I think one of these guys need to be gone, and it's definitely not the Triple Crown winner and Jamar Chase.
No way. Is this true?
Yeah.
Alex Bregman told Houston not to return and signs 3-year deal with the Reds. I love Breggy, and I called this earlier this year. I'm like, yo, Breggy, come here. You can come here. Remember we talked, we was like, oh, but they got Devers now. They can move Devers. The DH. Let's go.
Deal. Worth 120 as reported by P. Dollar first earlier in the chat. Now Jake's hitting it up. So yeah, good move for the Red Sox.
He said it in this chat of this show?
Yeah, he said it in the chat of the show.
You got to make a bigger deal than that. I didn't see that.
I did. I said it twice. I said Bergman to the Red Sox. Bergman to the Red Sox. We was into this conversation that we had. But yeah, since we here, Alex Bergman, 3 years, $120 million to the Bo Sox. The Bo Sox need another bat. They got another bat, and they paid the price because we know Boston got some money in the salary cap. So Boston's spending their money well. Shout out to the B.
I love this move, man. I love Bregman. Always been a Bregman fan, and he got that fuck you attitude that's gonna work in Boston. He's gonna fit in well here.
Boston about to win the AL East. About to put money on.
I'm with it. Put the money on it now. Let's go.
Yo,
parlay that shit. Let's get it.
Red Sox tickets. This might be the last year. Red Sox tickets.
I'm about to be back up. I'm about to go home. I'm about to go back up to the building, man.
He did it at 9:36.
Yep. Shout out to P Dollar on the news, dog. Shout out to my man P Dollar. I definitely shouted out for you, P. Shout out to you, Jake.
Yeah, I'm glad you gave P Dollar the love because he would have got his thunder stolen and I would have been like an asshole. But good shit, P Dollar.
All right. Next up. Kadarius Toney arrested and accused of strangling a woman.
We got to do this. Do we got to do this?
Yep. We got to do this once. One, because I heard this week Michael Parsons said that the Giants said they were going to pick him and then pick Kadarius Toney before him. Yeah, we got to do this, dog. This man, Kadarius Toney, the journey to the NFL.
Kadarius got picked before Micah? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
No, he didn't. They traded down. They traded down.
They traded
and got him at 20, I think. But he was there at 11. He was there at 11, and they said if he was there, they'd pick him, but they traded down to 20 and got Toney.
Out of it and got Toney.
Yeah.
Dummies.
But yeah, man, this is the official wrap, I feel, of his career. Maybe. But more than likely,
he's a knucklehead, bro.
The course has ran.
He's a knucklehead, bro.
Unless the Browns want to sign him.
Together. Huh?
Unless the Browns want to sign him.
Nah, he's Antonio Brown without any of the Hall of Fame career. So,
all right. Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt requests a trade.
Who?
Jermaine Pratt.
Who? I'm kidding. No.
He set a career high last year with 143 tackles.
Good. And now he's like, nah, I want to go somewhere that matters. Fucking play football. Shut up. They're going to pay you if you play. Wait, he's on the Bengals?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're never going to pay him.
and they gotta pay Higgins and Chase.
Yeah, he ain't get. That's why he went out. Because he's like, yo, I know where this tunnel leads. It leads to no money for me. So I'm not playing another down for you motherfuckers because you're not going to pay me. All right, cool. Then get up out of there. But either way, play football.
Devontae Adams is open to a package return.
I'm sure he is.
I'm
sure he is. That makes me feel like Aaron's not that he's done, that he knows.
Yeah, because
you think it hit? I think it hit weight to see where Aaron goes.
Yeah. I think he done too.
I was hoping he'd go to the Vikings. Him and Aaron.
Then they have Devontae Adams, Addison, and fucking my god,
and just fucking score 1,000 touchdowns, maybe, or maybe he'll get injured the first play.
That'd be crazy.
But then McCarthy would get to start, like when McCarthy finally took over, he would get to start with like the greatest selection of 3 receivers maybe ever. That'd be fun.
Can't hold him back, dog. What? That is crazy, man. But yeah, there is Tony, man. Shit ball, shit slime. Nobody go get him.
Whoa, we're off him. We're on Pratt guy.
Oh, we're on the Pratt. Oh, Pratt, who are you? The Bengals
took another shot about Gator, didn't you?
The Bengals don't give a hell about you.
He's a Beagle. Boston Eagle. The Beagle.
So I forgot about this. So I'm liking this possibility of Shador going to Vegas. Chip Kelly's there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's in place, if we're being honest, for a quarterback. Everything's in place for a quarterback there. They got the tight end. What happened?
It's definitely a young QB because it don't look like they want to go old.
Yeah.
So I think they trade. I'm gonna be real with you. I think they trade with the Titans. I think the Titans mentioning that. I think the Raiders go up there. I think Shador still ends up in New York. I think Cam Ward ends up in Las Vegas.
I just feel like you're being the contrarian. You know Brady loves him.
We need Shador on the East Coast. We need Shador and Drake May both on the East Coast.
Why?
We both do.
Why do we need him in New York? The Giants suck. I don't want that. I don't want. The only reason I would want him to go to New York is because he could throw the neighbors. Everything else is a nightmare there. Everything else.
I say this because we need Shador jerseys close by.
We need him online, bro. Just buy him online, bro. You'll be fine. Look, here's the other thing. The reason why I don't want him to go to New York is because I want him to succeed. And if he goes to New York, remember, this kid is a little frail when it comes to the media. He always want to clap back. That's not the media to do that with. You can go do that shit in Vegas. You'll be fine.
I say that. I say that because that Deion's gonna blow that smoke. Oh man, coach is hard. NFL's coaching hard. I don't want to be an NFL coach. But Deion waiting for one of these teams to blow up and get fired. And if his son is the team that they blow their coach from, Daddy wants to coach his son in the league.
That's the only place where I can see that being an opportunity is with the Giants. So I feel you on that. But I don't think they want him there. They're gonna Eli it, man. You're gonna try to get up. We're gonna do the reverse Eli. We're gonna not go to New York.
We'll go to the Giants. He's gonna be better than Eli ever was. 2 Super Bowls.
Where Mike at? Where Mizzo? Get out Munger. Where Mizzo at? Fuck the Giants.
How what go, Dale? Your session last night? Because apparently it's the last time we seen you. What's going on with you, dog? Huh? Listen here.
Yeah. Man got the hell out of dog.
Great show tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh,
shout out to you fellows, man.
Got one more story. Quick story. Did y'all hear about the fight that was supposed to be in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes Sr. versus John Rocker.
It's crazy ass John Rocker.
Hey, Senior, don't bark up that tree, bro.
Yeah, you might get your jaw rearranged.
No, I know you did, Dale. I'm playing with you. We know what you did. We know your contributions. We appreciate your contributions. We still gonna joke on this for
my God. How much ego stroking does he need? Jesus Christ. You'll be okay. Look, your name is still on the show. It says Dale's the worst. You see, you're still involved.
Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to you,
good shit, Dale. We appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
Patrick Mahomes.
Well, tell me I did a good job, Will. Tell me I'm pretty. Tell me I'm pretty. out to the
Magic Marshall out here just throwing up junk out the backboard, making it.
And the Lakers, the Jazz is slapping the Lakers by like 30. Crazy.
Who say again?
Jazz is slapping up the Lakers by like 30.
The Jazz?
Yeah.
Didn't they just beat them by almost 30 the other night?
Basically, it's the NBA nowadays.
And you know what that is? You know what that is? That's revenge for trying to outwhite them.
Yeah.
We got this. We claim it.
This is ours. This is what we do. We've been starting 3 white men for years.
We are Mecca.
Damn, with a crayon.
You know what? I think that's a sign off tonight. On the count of 3, Dale with a crayon. 1, 2, 3. Dale with a crayon.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.